Everybody wants to grow, but not everybody knows what it takes to grow. I bet you like successful people. I do too. Today we shall be continuing How Successful People Grow by John C. Maxwell. My name is Choma, and welcome to our book review channel. If this is your first time stumbling on our YouTube channel, thank you for stopping by. And we love all our regular viewers. Thank you for showing us that you enjoy our contents. Today we shall be commencing our review from chapter 8. Our first two videos has trashed chapter 1 to chapter 7. And chapter 8 is titled Turn Negative into Positive. I know that a lot of us have heard, people talk about how they saw a problem and they, instead of focus on the problem, they focus on the opportunities that the problem afforded them. Most big companies started out like this. The CEO, the boss, the patriarch, whatever, saw a problem and decided to focus on the opportunities that this problem provided, and boom, that was how they became successful. So this chapter is telling us to always focus on the positive side of every circumstance, focus on the positive side of every situation, focus on the positive side of everything. That's the only way you can turn the negative things to positive. What we do with our painful experiences determines who we are or who we become. And as long as you live on planet Earth, you can never escape bad experiences. It's part of life's story. It's part of life. Bad experiences are part of life, but it makes a whole lot of difference what we do with it. So always try to turn all your negative experiences to positive, and that is one of the ways to become a successful person. Now, chapter 9 is titled Grow from the Inside Out. The subtitle is Character Growth Determines the Height of Your Personal Growth. Character growth determines the height of your personal growth. I remember when I had some, character habits or attitudes, let me use the word attitudes, I needed to work on. I am not the person you see and love at first sight. Nah. You have to judge me from a distance because I don't really wear an easy approachable face. That's not the person that I am. I tried to, sometimes fake a smile, but when I started becoming deliberate about, putting on a smile and, so people can approach me, I became better. I made more friends, my circle, started expanding. And of course, not every kind of person, I don't give access to every kind of person. So it expanded, but it started accommodating, good people who I truly, truly needed. So if you grow in your character and in your attitude, it really helps your personal growth. Because trust me, these people that I have attracted to my life they've all made tremendous, deposits, positive deposits to my life, for which I am grateful for. So your character growth goes a long way to affect your personal growth. But you need to grow from the inside out. Inside out is what is inside that reflects on the outside and not the other way round. Because I am a Christian, I'll quote a part of the Bible that says, out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaketh. So what you have inside is what reflects. So be careful to endeavor to grow from the inside out. That's what the author is trying to say. A couple of things I wrote down. Number one, focus more on your inside, which is your character, and it will soon affect your outside, which is your appearance. Then we should pay more attention to our character than our success. That's the only way to grow. Lastly, determine to keep building character and virtue till your last breath. Determine it till your last breath. Because the stronger your character, the greater your growth potential. The stronger your character, the greater your growth potential. Chapter 10 says, get used to stretching yourself. Get used to stretching yourself. The subtitle is Growth Stops When You Lose the Tension Between Where You Are and Where You Could Be. So if you lose the pressure of, The tension, that's what it says, of where you are and where you could be, it affects our growth tremendously. God's gift to us is our potential, but our gift back to Him is developing those potentials, in order that we may affect our world and the people around us. Stretching, of course, we all know is not a convenient thing to do. That is why only few people do it. You wonder why you can actually count by your fingers the number of really successful people around you. It is because people hardly want to do what is inconvenient. If you need to, uh, beat the mediocre record, if you need to, live above the regular, you have to love to stretch yourself. You have to stretch yourself beyond what you are now. You have to stretch yourself into the place that you want to be. I know you understand what I'm trying to say. Listen to the few things I wrote. I said, do not choose comfort over potential. No, don't do that. You must be willing to leave what feels familiar, safe, and secure for the wild. Yes, jump into the wild. There's so much that can happen if we leave our comfort zone. True, you don't know what they are, but you rather be there than in your comfort zone where you already can predict what your life is going to be. Step into the wild. Step into the wild, people. Next, I said, give up excuses for success. Give up excuses for success. Give up excuses for success. And find the reason to start with what you have. I've given the story of how I started my YouTube channel, not having too much gears, not having too much gadgets. I just started with whatever I had. Everything didn't need to be perfect. Everything didn't need to be in place. Everything didn't need to be complete. But I started, and here I am. I have you watching me today. I'm happy. So start with what you have. There's somebody who's waiting on you. You may not know that somebody's destiny is tied to your destiny. But if you don't start, those people may never actualize their own dreams because they are tied to you. Imagine that the CEO, the boss of where you are working today, didn't start up his company. You perhaps may not have a job as of today. So start out from where you are, start with what you have, so that you will not truncate destinies of the people, you not truncate the lives and the destinies of those who are tied to you. Yes. The book said something I'd like us to hear. It says, it is wise to remember that our situation in life is mainly due to the choices we make and the actions we take or fail to take. It says the older we are, the more responsible we are for our situation. So it gets to a time in your life when you no longer can blame your parents for not sending you to school, or blame your uncle for not caring when you were young. Now you're an adult. You have the privilege of making a choice for yourself, so you can no longer put the blame of your failure on other people. That's what this place is trying to say. If you are merely average, or if you are no closer to your dream this year than you were last year, you can choose to accept it, defend it, cover it up, and explain it away, or you can choose to change it, grow from it, and forge a new path for yourself. I hope that was clear. I'd like to close chapter 10 by saying that stretching gives us a shot at significance. If your absence is not felt, then your presence was actually useless. If you're not here today and nobody misses you, trust me, you're not doing anything currently. Because why should they miss you when you are not making an impact? Stretching takes you from your comfort zone to your capacity zone. Chapter 11 is titled Make Smart Trade-offs. Make smart trade-offs. Subtitled, You Have to Give Up to Grow Up. You have to give up something if you must grow up. I'd like to first of all define what it means, what trade-off means. It says exchanging something you love or value for another thing of higher value. Exchanging something you love or value for another thing of higher value. And most times this happens as a compromise or sacrifice. So that's what it means to trade off. I'm going to trade off my comfort. Today maybe I want to buy ice cream, and then I have like a school material I need to buy. So I'll trade off my comfort for today, which would be to have ice cream in order to get the material that I need for something I think is much more important as of today. Everybody's trading off one thing or the other at some point in their life or the other. Trade offs are always happening. You had to give up comfort to be able to go to work and make money. You had to give up comfort to be able to, go into business and all of that. You had to trade off your rest. You had to give up something in order to be able to achieve something. No matter what it is, you have traded something in order to achieve it. So trade-offs are always happening, but feels like those who are really successful, and I think it's true, those who are really successful have actually traded off more and more things. I've said it before on this channel that a few persons who I know who are successful in certain areas have said that, look, that they don't have the regular kind of life that everybody has. They don't sleep at the normal time, they don't wake up at the normal time. They are trading comfort for success. We are here on the outside admiring and wishing that we were them. But if we could trade off some of the things that we love, we could even do better than they are doing. You get, the sky is so big, we could catch up with the people who are already successful, but that's only if we are willing to trade off the things that we love for the things that we need, for the things that we must become. However, every trade-off must be considered. You have to properly analyze what you are trading off for, what you want, because there are bad trade-offs. There are things you cannot trade off. Like the author mentioned that you cannot trade off your values, your personal values, for money. You cannot trade off your marriage for your career. This is dependent on the person. You get, for some person it depends on what you value. That's why he started out by saying it depends on your value as a person. What do you value? You cannot trade off those things for whatever this is. And people who actually make these bad trade-offs may not even know that they have made a bad trade-off until it is too late. So you must consider these trade-offs and make sure that it is not going to affect your life adversely before you can make these trade-offs. The author said that unsuccessful people make bad trade-offs, average people make few trade-offs, successful people make good trade-offs. He didn't say they make more trade-offs, he said they make good trade-offs. One good trade-off can cover for 10,000 bad trade-offs that another person has made. So you have to be sure that the trade-off you are about to make is a good trade-off. You have to analyze it. What are the positive sides of this trade-off? What are the negative sides? We must also know that trade-offs are not easy, but let us not see it as an enduring process. Let's enjoy the process of our trade-off. Some persons are trading off a certain portion of their income to ensure that they acquire more certification, get their masters, get their PhD. That's a trade-off. But don't try to endure it. Try to enjoy it. That's the only way you can go through. And most trade-offs don't pay immediately. Most trade-offs don't pay immediately. Sometimes you may not even see the fruits for years. But should you not trade off? No. You should keep trading off. You should keep trading off. Life presents us with opportunities every day to make trade-offs. You have to take those opportunities. I've seen a couple of people who, once upon a time were colleagues, and one of these persons took, made a trade-off and, did something that was uncomfortable at the time, and today they are highly successful. Whereas these other people didn't do it. They wanted to, stay at their comfort level, don't do any trade-offs, don't take any risk, and their lives, they were not successful. Actually, let me put it that way, because it's actually true. They were not successful. They were actually now looking up to this person who made an attempt to live uncomfortable for a period of time in order to achieve what they wanted to achieve. So please don't live a life that where you're not taking risk. Don't live that kind of life. You need to make trade-offs, and trade-offs appear first off as risk. Chapter 12 is titled Learn to Ask More Questions. subtitled Growth is Stimulated by Asking Why. The author said, and I agree, that curiosity is the key to lifelong learning. Curiosity is the key to lifelong learning. And curious people possess a thirst for knowledge. Have you ever been in a class and then you have this person who's always irritating you with asking annoying questions like, this guy, just shut up and let the teacher or lecturer leave the class, I'm tired already. But this person wants to know, so they're always asking you questions. And trust me, they have always come out of school or whatever that they are doing with flying colors. We cannot deny that. Curiosity is one of the fundamental elements for knowledge acquisition. If you want to acquire knowledge, you have to be curious. The author gave us 10 steps to cultivating curiosity. I would like to say 10 steps to cultivating healthy curiosity, because there are curiosities that are not healthy, please, or they are there's a type of curiosity that is not healthy. But please, this is for people who want to be curious in a healthy way. Step number 1, believe you can be curious. Step number 2, have a beginner's mindset. Step number 3, make why your favorite word. Make why your favorite word. Why is this like this? Why is this way? To make you crave for knowledge. Step number 4, spend time with other curious people who want to also know why things are the way they are. That's where you can exchange knowledge. Step number 5, learn something new every day. Learn something new every day. Step number 6, partake in the fruit of failure. Yes, partake in the fruit of failure. That's how you would, okay, this is why we failed, and then you sit to figure out what do we do in order to be better. Partake in the fruit of failure. Don't, count yourself out. That's not, how, to cultivate healthy curiosity. Because if you don't partake in it, how would you know what the right thing is to do next time? Then stop looking for the right answer. The author explained this by saying that if you're looking for the one best way to do something, you may never get to do it. But look for the best possible ways you can achieve it. And that's how you can achieve it. Don't focus on one door when you can focus on, many doors that would lead you to the same, destination. So that's why I say stop looking for the right answer. Look for the best options. Look for the best just look for the best options. Just leave it at that. Then number 8 says get over yourself. Some persons want to kill themselves when they fail. Like, oh God, why did I fail? I'm not supposed to fail. Whatever, and all of that. Every successful people I think have failed much more than they have succeeded. So allow yourself to fail. Cut yourself some slack. You're a human being. I mean, how perfect are you? I bet that at some point in your life you had to do something crazy. So get over yourself. Then number 9, it says get out of the box. Get out of the box. We already know what this means. Break old rules, and others. Don't maintain status quo. Get out of the box. People who have invented things are people who have shifted away from what the general public accepts and have tried to believe in something crazy, something nobody could see or could believe in, and that's how. So get out, think out of the box, and break old rules. Lastly, it says enjoy your life. So curious people have to enjoy their life, enjoy the errors, have fun learning from other people, have fun asking questions, have fun, with everything that has to do with, being curious in a healthy way. Enjoy your life, enjoy your life, enjoy your life. Chapter 13 says find a good mentor. Says it's hard to improve when you have no one but yourself to follow. Everybody followed somebody, whether by use of their materials or following them literally. Everybody, learns from someone. So make sure you have a good mentor. That's how successful people grow. Everybody is mentored by someone. You cannot make it alone. You need other people. In the field where you're looking to succeed, there are people who have succeeded. So find them and let them mentor you. It doesn't have to be, in person. But for people who don't have mentors that, mentor them in person, you have to have build an accountability system. Get somebody in your circle who you can trust, who can be like your accountability partner, so that this person can tell you when you are doing good and when you are not doing good. You get, so that you're not all by yourself simply because you are learning from somebody somewhere on YouTube, or from their website, or just from buying their materials. You need somebody around you, somebody who's close to you, who can look out for you, and this person has to be somebody that you trust. Please consider the following before choosing a mentor. I'll read them now. Number 1, a good mentor is a worthy example. A good mentor is a worthy example. A good mentor is available. A good mentor has proven experience. A good mentor possesses wisdom. A good mentor provides friendship and support. A good mentor is a coach who makes a difference in the lives of the people he coaches. He has to make a difference in your life. So these are the things to consider when making a choice of a mentor. Chapter 14 is titled Focus on Enlarging Your Potential. It says growth always increases your capacity. As long as you are alive, people, you can always do better than you are already doing. So look to grow, look to grow, look to grow, look to grow. If you think that where you are is the best you can be, you are already wrong from today. Look to grow. Even if you are world best, whatever, you can be better than what you are today. As long as you are alive, there's always an opportunity to be better. The author said one of the ways that you can, enlarge your potential is by increasing your thinking capacity. And he said this is how. He said stop thinking more on work and start thinking about what works. Stop thinking, can I? And start thinking, how can I? Stop thinking one door and start thinking many doors, many possibilities, many, just start thinking many possibilities. It doesn't have to be a particular way. It doesn't have to be a certain, pattern. Start thinking many doors. That's what this place is trying to say. The book says when it comes to growth, you don't want to waste your future on one door. Like putting all your eggs in one basket. It may not open. It's much better to consider many possibilities and look for multiple answers to all your questions. So think many possibilities, think many options. Don't put all your eggs in one basket, like we have said. It will limit you. It will limit you. The author also said that another way to enlarge your capacity is to increase your capacity for action. We've worked on the increasing your capacity for thinking. After you have thought it, you have to increase your capacity for action. High planners are not really high achievers. It's people who act on the things that they've said they'll work on. Those are the people who achieve much more. And this is how to increase your capacity for action. Number 1, stop doing only the things you have done before. Try new things you should and could do. Number 2, he says stop doing what is expected and start doing more than is expected. This is really true because I know somebody, my pastor actually, he said that if you're on a job and then you're not being paid well, you should keep doing more than what is expected of you, because you will either outgrow the job or someone better would see you and take you away from a bad boss. So start doing more than what is expected and you achieve more than what you expect. Then lastly, it says stop doing important things occasionally. Do important things every day. This is so true. Stop doing important things once in a blue moon. Do them every day. Do them every day. And this is how you enlarge your potential. This is how you enlarge your potential. The last chapter, people, is chapter 15, and it is titled Help Others Reach Their Potential. Help other people reach their potential. The subtitle, Growing Yourself Enables You to Grow Other People. You have to learn to be a river and not a reservoir. You have to give. If you benefited from people's mentorship, if you have benefited from other people's materials, if you have benefited from other people's training, you have to deliberately train other people. I mean, how else can we make the world a better place? So you have already, if you've come all this way, it means you actually mean to be successful. So but you have to also try to groom other people to become successful like yourself. So please look for people around you and train them on the areas where you are already successful. This is how to make your world a better place. And your world is the people around you. Your world is the people you can see. Your world is the people you can reach. You may never get to reach me to affect me, but you can reach the person living next to you. You can reach the person with whom you are working. You can reach the person with whom you are serving. Whatever, whoever this person is that is in your world, try to see how you can help them to conquer in the areas where you have also conquered. You have to give to grow. You have to help others too, because it's going to be lonely at the top if you are there alone. But if you have friends and familiar people who you knew from way back, and who have all you've all grown up together and become successful together, it doesn't make success exactly boring, because of course you have people around you who are at the same level. But if you do not train them, if you do not help them to grow just like you have grown, you're not really affecting anybody with the success that you have accumulated over the years. So this is step 15 of how successful people grow. Help others grow. Help others grow. We studied how successful people lead, and we talked about the 5 pinnacles of leadership. Still is a book still written by John C. Maxwell. We reviewed it here on this channel. It was a one video review, so you can watch that. There was a level of where you have to reproduce yourself, where you have to develop other people. You get, so you cannot be a good leader, you cannot be a successful person if nobody is being affected by your level of success. So look to growing people around you today, and you will be glad that you did. They also will be grateful to you for helping them see that they could be more, for helping them realize that they have potential, and for helping them to develop their potential. In conclusion, I hope you have learned all 15 ways of how successful people grow. Please, I always like to encourage us, don't just watch this video, waste your time, and then you do not put to action, or put action to what you have heard today. You have to start practicing the things you have heard deliberately, of course. That is how your life can change. That is how you can make a big difference. I'd like to bring today to a close. Thank you for staying through to the end of this video. I'll bring a new book very, very shortly. Yes, I hope to do so very shortly. I will. Of course, I'm staying committed to this cause. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please do not fail to like, share, subscribe to our YouTube channel. The cast and crew loves you. Thank you so much. Bye.